Destiny stands at a pinnacle, being one of the most important streamers still active today, from being among the first to stream full-time to being the first Twitch politics streamer. Seeing such a large resume, I've taken the liberty of cataloging some of his most notable dramas and interesting stories in an Iceberg format. The Iceberg goes from most known information to least known information. So without further ado, this is the definitive Destiny Iceberg.
You're watching Dingo.
The first tier of the Iceberg is mostly filled with surface-level information. To recap, Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II, also known as Destiny, is a YouTube personality known for his involvement in video games, philosophy, and politics. He gained attention for a fiery and controversial debate with JonTron, which almost ended the latter's career.
Wealthy whites, yes.
Sure.
You're correct.
Okay, so do you think that probably commit more crime relative to...
Wealthy, they do. It's also commit more crime than... That's a fact.
Wait, what?
Yeah, look it up. Give me a sec, I gotta get water.
Does anybody have a source for that? When people make extreme claims, I don't even know how to... Voter ID laws in North Carolina, or how do you...
Bro, what's voter ID laws in North Carolina? Get out of here with that.
What?
All right,
Get out
dude.
of here with what?
People like me are supposed to listen to people like you chatter on about this oppression in America. It doesn't exist, dude. It doesn't exist. There's
What
no
are you
oppression.
talking about? You don't think that
There's
there's
no
any oppression in any party of the United States against any group of people ever?
What do you want to do? Police people's thoughts?
He is also recognized for being progressive and left-leaning, and additionally, he has been banned from Twitch permanently, for which the details of why have never been officially released. Tier 2. What is an NFT? What is an NFT refers to an infamous Destiny clip that originated from a faux interview conducted on a Red Pill Andrew Tate clone channel titled Saint and the Sinner. The live stream initially presented itself as an interview with Destiny, but quickly took a deceptive turn, aiming to catch him off guard with a series of highly biased questions. One of these questions brought up a previous Destiny clip in which he criticized NFTs as a scam, despite later accepting a sponsorship from an NFT website months later. In response to Saint's question, Destiny challenged him to explain what an NFT actually was, and it quickly became apparent that Saint had no understanding of the topic, embarrassingly claiming that they were made on the command line, and to save face, effectively booting Destiny from his show. This incident sparked widespread curiosity among Destiny fans, prompting many to call into the show and try and solve the mystery of what an NFT actually was.
You feel stupid right now because you didn't realize you're talking to a technologist.
Okay, then let's see if you can answer the question. I'm excited. Go ahead.
You asked, do I know what NFTs are? Not only do I know what NFTs are, is he playing music right now? He asked me a question I didn't want to hear the answer.
Were you going to tell me what an NFT is?
Nope.
Would you mind stop playing music?
Were you going to tell me what an NFT is?
Long story short, I hosted a conference. I showed people how to create NFTs from scratch, from the command line, little buddy.
From the command line? Please, can you tell me how? I want to know how to create an NFT from the command line. Which command line? Okay, I'm curious. Does your audience realize that you don't know what an NFT is?
Do you realize?
I want to know what an NFT. I want to know. Can you guys ask him? I want to know. What is an NFT? Oh,
There's some diversity in here.
Here we go.
Patrick, how are you?
Patrick.
Hey, how are you?
What up, Patrick?
Yeah, just sort of piggybacking off of the sort of homophobia discussion that you're having, pro idea of homophobia as like an ideology, instead of like trying to be like an actual friend and look out for me. And so I told him like, enough tea, like enough tea, like NFT, like what is an NFT? What is an NFT?
Real quick, can you guys stop trying to join the chat because it's full and it keeps on popping up in this. So if you guys could remove, stop trying to join. It's kind of like blocking my view.
I understand like the, oh shit.
Ready to actually discuss like the topic at hand, or are you like still trying to go back so that you could try to like win like a small battle that's irrelevant?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm here to engage.
Fantastic.
Okay, go ahead.
Like one time you're playing the piano and it's like sad, all the tactics are quite childish.
I think that the issue is that the reason why a lot of homosexual people tend towards these behaviors has a lot to do with NFTs, and I have to know if you can describe an NFT to me in order for us to advance. Because if you don't know how to describe an NFT, you're a technologist, right? So you should be.
So sad.
You put me in the back room.
This is so sad. These people come on though. Drop the link in if one of those people want to.
Jesse Lee Peterson is an American conservative radio host, pastor, and founder of a Christian ministry. He hosts the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show and The Fallen State TV. Peterson's political views have garnered attention, often criticized as misogynistic, homophobic, and characterized by elements of He transitioned from being a Democrat to being a fervent supporter of Donald Trump. Destiny engaged in a peculiar interview with Peterson, where, to say the least, he asked some interesting questions. The debate garnered attention from popular streamers such as Soda Poppin' and XQC, resulting in hilarious reactions due to its eccentric nature.
Destiny, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so your real name is Steven?
Yeah.
But online you pretend to be a woman?
No, I just have a feminine name, I guess.
Yeah, that's a girl name. And what made you become a liberal?
I got a little older, a little smarter.
And you were tired of being a man?
I was tired of being an idiot, but I think there are plenty of men that are liberal.
Not real men.
You really think so?
Men who are liberals are betas. Who were you the closest to, your mother or your father?
I'd say it was about 50-50 on both.
So you're 50% daddy and 50% mama?
Exactly, right down the middle.
So are you half man, half woman?
I don't think that's how male or female works.
How does it work?
Not like that.
A man is a male who turned to man. He grew out of malehood and became a man. And he is a man that loves God with all his heart, soul, and might, along with nothing else. He treats all people the same because he has no anger. He loves what's right. He leads people in the right way to go. President Trump, and I'm sure you would agree. Would you agree that President Trump is a real man?
I'm not sure what you mean by man. I heard you describe a bunch of things that have nothing to do with men.
It's his nature. He has an obligation of being right. His duty,
I think men and women can be correct or incorrect about things. I don't think any of those things
His duty is to be right.
If he is, he's doing a pretty bad job.
Destiny is well known for having a cast of friendly characters who appear on his stream and hang out with him regularly. Unlike orbiters, a word invented to describe less charismatic guests, these people are way less annoying and don't have grating personalities that are designed to drum up conflict and create content. Some examples are the duo of MrMouton and Dan, regularly playing Dungeons & Dragons and Call of Duty with him, and sometimes even presiding on some of the most heated drama on his stream. Another example is VTuber and member of Offline TV, Lily Pichu, playing League together and sometimes even playing music together. Destiny has good friendships with many popular Twitch streamers we know today. Destiny is also known for being a retired American professional Starcraft 2 player who is associated with teams such as Root Gaming and Quantic Gaming. Destiny gained recognition in the StarCraft 2 community through his popular streaming sessions, which started during the beta phase of the game. However, his streaming career has been marked by controversy, leading to his release from both Quantic Gaming and Root due to pressure from sponsors. Throughout his career, Destiny participated in several MLG Pro Circuit tournaments, including MLG Dallas, MLG Columbus, MLG Anaheim, MLG Orlando, and MLG Providence. While he faced some defeats and early eliminations in these tournaments, he managed to make decent runs in the losers bracket on occasions. Destiny also had opportunities to compete in other events like Home Story Cup 4 and the Cybersports Network Rundown 7, where he showcased his skills and achieved notable results. Destiny still maintains a relationship to the StarCraft community to this day, despite his content shifting in other directions. The pizza tactic refers to one of the funniest Destiny clips of all time, showing one of his political rivals reviewing one of his debates, and pointing out a very interesting underhanded tactic from the man himself.
I want to jump back to the pizza for a second, because obviously it reads as disrespectful, but I actually think that this tactic, and I don't think it's a tactic people should use in debate, but it's very effective actually, because what he's doing essentially by eating the pizza, Michael is making a very intricate point, and he's got this...
Are we doing the psychoanalysis now? I'm pretty sure I just wanted to eat.
This wonderful, beautiful radio voice. Like I can hear that voice coming from like WBAI, you know, or PBS or something. And Destiny is there eating the pizza while his opponent is speaking. And so you're sitting there trying to pay attention to what Michael's saying, but your eyes are being drawn, and suddenly you're looking at the pizza and you're wondering about Destiny and you're missing points.
Dude, these jokes write themselves. I don't even know what to say. I'm not just...
Destiny and Trihex were two good friends who ran a podcast together on his YouTube channel called the DT Podcast. Destiny later appeared on a live chat show called The Raj Royale and had a controversial debate on the subject of private versus public language, including his penchant for edgy jokes, which led to Trihex and Destiny no longer being friends. Destiny's position seems to be that publicly making edgy jokes is bad because they can reinforce people's genuine beliefs, but in private, among those who you know do not hold those beliefs, there isn't any societal harm. Later on, Destiny and Hassan Piker had a heated debate about the subject, which consequently led to the end of their friendship, and also the origin of this infamous clip.
Nothing I do is performative. So I'm not going to, for instance, I'll use Hassan as an example. I'm not going to talk to a black person like Trihex and say, hey, the N-word, it's always black. What do you think black people...
What a fucking liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude. Holy shit, dude.
Excuse me.
Holy
Sorry.
fucking
I'm out of
shit,
control.
dude.
I apologize for that.
Literally lying. Still lying to his audience. Can someone at least fucking enlighten Destiny that he's literally lying to his audience? What a fucking piece of shit, dude. Holy fucking...
There's a whole other drama going on underneath this, involving a Twitch panel and a shadowy group of political commentators scheming to ambush him live. So, if you're looking for an in-depth explanation on that, I've made a whole video covering the entire split of Destiny and Hassan's friendship, so maybe go check that out after this video. To finish off Tier 1, another interesting fact about Destiny is that he's actually an extremely adept piano player, not only doing it during debates to infuriate his opponents, but also playing beautiful serenades with his friends on stream.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Tier 3, the r/place drama. Again, I've already covered this crazy situation in depth on my other excellent video, Destiny vs. Hassan, A Tale of Two Streamers. So I'll play a short clip here to give you the rundown. r/place was an April Fool's collaborative project and social experiment hosted on the social networking site Reddit, once in 2017 and again in 2022. The experiment involved an online canvas located at a subreddit in which registered users could edit the canvas by changing the color of a single pixel with a replacement from a 16-color palette. This experiment naturally attracted communities from all over the internet, looking to leave their mark on internet history, including Destiny and Hassan's communities. Although this seems pretty silly, and it is, indulge me for a little while, and you might just have some fun. April 4th, 2022. The Western Front is being valiantly defended by the DGG community, and as dawn rises, Hassan declares war on the Taliban.
Yo, can we black out Destiny shit?
I'm fucking down, dude. You want to pull it?
Oh, you're trolling Hassan.
You want to pull a fucking Twitch? Like,
You want to put a Twitch logo?
Their territory is soon attacked. However, the attack is unsuccessful, and the troops of Al-Qaeda hold the line. Now, Hassan does have a few builds on the map, but his main piece of territory is 2 dogs holding a love heart, and in an act of pure retributive justice, Destiny quickly declares war, and the dog on the left is eradicated in what is now to be referred to as K911. The image was replaced with the Hungarian flag and an intimidating D. And this is the core of what makes r/plays so fun. Communities warring for territory, vies for power breaking out, and the chaos and confusion as anime weeaboos start pigeonholing your shit. But unfortunately, it seems like Hassan didn't get the joke.
guys, I have to cover the news. I mean, they're very clearly attacking it right now, but I have to cover the news. I mean, it's disgusting. It is really fucking gross to just like nuke fish like that. It's so gross, and it's very specific. Like, it's obviously a targeted strike, but you know, you can't really do anything. It's just fucking pathetic, but I have to cover the news, you know what I mean? You did it, guys. You did it. You fucking destroyed my dead dog. Like, you fucking owned it, you know what I mean?
Yi versus Pepe. A very infamous chatter named Stank, who is now banned for his edginess and chat spam, was the one to initially start the meme. The meme caught on around the beginning of 2019. However, if you look at his logs, he was saying stuff like this as early as June 2017, in offline chat especially. Stank would get into chat and post 2 emotes up against each other and ask the audience who they thought would win. However, when the lineup of Yi versus Pepe was created, 2 separate factions began to form, and the conflict has been ongoing and brewing ever since. But that begs the question, who really is superior, Pepe or Yi? Well, it's Blubstony. It's always been Blubstony. The Wired profile. This refers to a profile piece in the magazine Wired with the title, "Can This Notorious Troll Turn People Away from Extremism?" This article took a deep dive into the past and present of Destiny and introduced him to a new audience. So, if you're looking for something interesting to read about the landscape of online politics, I'd recommend checking it out. In order to explain this section, we have to dig up some skeletons from the annals of ancient Twitch history. In 2013, a strange RuneScape streamer appeared online, streaming under the name Raj Patel, real name Austin, and also speaking in a faux Indian accent. Austin would have his rise to fame hosting various talk and dating shows on his stream. For instance, The Rajular, a dating show inspired by The Bachelor, and The Raj Royale, a debate show, both of which are presented in an elimination-style format. Notable guests including James Charles, Pokimane, Lil Nas X, and Destiny. However, this isn't where this section ends, because Destiny's participation in these panels led to him meeting a mysterious troll named Bob7. After a while of tangentially knowing each other, Bob began to form a close friendship with Destiny's fiancée, Melina, who he is in an open relationship with. During these discussions, Melina would vent to Bob about squabbles that she had with Destiny. Meanwhile, Destiny was forging a friendship with Big Boss Bose, an ex-member of Smosh Games and an accomplished streamer. On November 6th, 2020, Bob and Bose streamed together, and once this stream wrapped, they spent the next 5 hours chatting, where Bob allegedly shared a mass load of personal information he knew about Destiny. And this is where things start to go very wrong. According to Destiny, Bob7 started forging friendships with pretty much all of his close friends, sharing details of his personal life in order to turn them against him. After Destiny found out, he hosted a huge call exposing Bob, and later formed a manifesto document to lay out what had happened to his audience.
About Destiny with bows. And that's when everything started to go wrong. Now this situation, hell, this entire video boils down to this point. Destiny accused Bob7 of manipulation and of trying to turn all of Destiny's friends against him. It's where the story starts, and honestly, it's where the story ends.
I start to notice this very, very, very weird shit where Bob is starting to talk to like all of these girls that I know. And they're still like leaking like kind of all of these like personal details of like our lives and shit. Melina and Bose have a conversation for like 4 hours. And by the end of that conversation, they have figured out that Bob7 has lied a ton about everything to both of them. Point, like I go upstairs into the hotel room and there's like 10 girls on a group call and they're all talking. These 10 girls in this group call, and they're all talking about like, holy shit, like Bob7 has like said all the same shit to me. Like he's throwing you under the bus. Like, oh my God, like he talks shit about you all the time. Like, oh my God, like there's this.
Destiny was, and still is, known for engaging in debates with right-wingers and the skeptic community of days past. But, like any good debater, he also had discussions with people who purported to be on the same side that he was. He originally became associated with the online left due to his friendship with Hassan and agreement with some leftist views. However, Destiny never identified as a socialist, despite attempts by some leftists to persuade him otherwise. During the Lefty arc, Destiny had debates with notable leftists, providing just as much pushback as he gave to conservatives. There, he explored various controversial topics, giving his own takes, which soured his relationships with more radical figures. Key moments during this phase included debates on racial slurs with Hassan, the infamous Just Move debate with Vosh, his take on the Kyle Rittenhouse case, and debates about trans women in sports, that some say are the reason behind his controversial Twitch ban. To finish off Tier 3, Destiny recently disclosed that his YouTube editor, August, receives a staggering 45% of his total YouTube revenue, resulting in monthly paychecks exceeding $30,000. Although Destiny admitted it may have been a mistake to agree to such a high rate initially, he believes in rewarding his employees as his channel grows. This genuinely has sparked reactions from his community, as it's pretty unusual for YouTubers to give such a large share of earnings to their editors. Destiny, known for his controversial political commentary, has built a significant audience on multiple platforms, especially YouTube, where his main channel boasts over 680,000 subscribers. Despite his permanent ban from Twitch in March of 2022, Destiny continues to create content primarily on YouTube, Kick, and Rumble. Tier 4. xKillsMe was a right-wing libertarian member of Destiny's community, but where xKillsMe leaned right-wing, Vosh, or Irish Laddie, was leaps and bounds away ideologically in the opposite direction. On the 12th of January 2019, Destiny and xKillsMe began a conversation on whether taxation is theft. The conversation eventually moved over to criticisms of capitalism and whether another economic system would help society function better. This is where Vosh entered the conversation.
While he's here whining about me dialoguing treating him, we're coming into this with him basically saying he would kill me under his political system.
Okay,
So,
okay. All right, okay. For one, I didn't say I would do it. I'm lazy, okay? Let's not assign that responsibility to me. But would you be killed generally? Ooh, I don't know. You make a solid case every time you open your mouth. Yeah, I'm not ashamed of that statement at all.
Right, but here's the problem is that I'm having a serious discussion here. I really believe capitalism is the best system for what you claim to care about. And here you are saying people like me get murdered.
As you can tell, it got heated pretty quickly, with Vosh saying some pretty nuclear stuff during the conversation. Excuse-me formally left the community shortly after, uncomfortable with Irish laddies, at the time, violent rhetoric.
The past couple of weeks, I've reflected on my time in the DGG community over the years and weighed the pros and cons of continuing to participate. I like to debate, and arguing against Destiny's fun. It's less fun when the community is full of extremists who openly talk about how happy they would be to see me die. People in the community saying these things in the chat or on the subreddit is one thing, but after seeing Destiny double and triple down on morally justifying violence against conservatives, it's obvious the community is past the point of no return. I don't want to defend the right of conservatives to not be murdered for their political views in a community of radical leftists that have frequently advocated for violence against me, so it's time to relinquish my role as the conservative and step away from the community.
Firstly, some context. Who is MrGirl? Well, real name Max Carson is well known for his positive review of the publicly panned movie Cuties, and his controversial opinions on many subjects, as well as his parody rap songs. Lav is an OnlyFans model and musician who was once shouted out by Billie Eilish. She got to know Destiny through Instagram, where he convinced her to start her own streaming career. Eventually, Max, Lav, and Destiny all became good friends through many interesting conversations they had live on his stream. However, tragedy struck when Max's edgy and provocative content led to bans from other platforms, leading him to view Destiny's community and his subreddit as a refuge for his opinions. However, tensions arose, resulting in Max's temporary ban from the subreddit by a moderator. Destiny proposed an unban if Max took a break to defuse the situation, a condition which Max did not fulfill. Max felt attacked by Destiny's community and believed he lacked protection from Destiny, and despite Destiny's efforts to support Max, including defending him from allegations, Max still felt vulnerable. In an attempt to uncover information, Max contacted Destiny's former partner, who had a history of mental health issues and connections to his own community. Max convinced her to reveal explicit messages between her and Destiny. These messages indicated consensual, though Destiny had not publicly acknowledged his interactions with her. Max and Lav teamed up and continued their efforts by reaching out to an inordinately large number of women who had been involved with Destiny in the past. Max sought evidence of mistreatment and raised allegations of a pattern of abuse towards female streamers within Destiny's circle. Max positioned himself as one who had experienced mistreatment and aimed to expose toxic relationships between Destiny and women he interacted with. Destiny ended up figuring out about Max's deception and plan by being reached out to by many of the people who were being contacted, and checking Max's mutual friends to see it filled to the brim with names from Destiny's past. Destiny quickly booted up a stream discussing the deception, leading to a short but extremely funny confrontation with Max.
You've been consistently with for a year.
Me and don't have any problems. We're fine.
You have been consistently with for a year.
Max.
Everything you say about her is a lie.
Max, what have I said about her that's a lie? Tell me.
That she stalked you.
She did stalk me.
That she locked. Okay, then why are you with her still?
We're cool. We've been cool for a year, Max.
Okay, so you acknowledge that you've been with her for a year.
Yeah, we've had on and off, sure.
Consistently, this entire time.
I don't know what consistently, every single day, no. But Max, listen to me. Do you understand that we've been fine for a year?
As of right now, Max's allegations lack concrete evidence and have been met with heavy skepticism, as no corroborating accounts from the claimed female victims have emerged. Months later, Max delivered on his promise and finally released his article, The Destiny Report. and despite being over 107,000 words long, longer than the first Harry Potter book, it was filled to the brim with asides and logical inconsistencies, leading to him being cast down into the history books as yet another failed orbiter of Stephen Bonnell II. Black Lover refers to a fan-made song created for Destiny's stream, named and modelled after his hilarious debate with Jesse Lee Peterson, which we covered earlier. Destiny was well known for setting up composition challenges for his viewers to create music for the stream, and this song appears to come from a long line of other equally well-produced tracks from other fans. I'll play a snippet of the song here. Another interesting thing about Destiny is his life before his rise to streaming success, notably cleaning carpets and dropping out of his music school to support his family by working at a casino. Destiny worked there for quite a while and told lots of interesting stories about his time there to his audience.
Nothing says America like the 80-year-old smoking in front of slots at 4:15 a.m. on a Tuesday. Oh fuck, wait, where did Wes go? It's casino story time. I think I've said this story a million times on stream. The most depressing thing I ever saw in front of my restaurant in the casino, lady sat on the slot machine for like fucking 3 hours or some shit. Old lady, she didn't win fucking shit.
What'd you ask me?
Oh, just like depressing casino stories. There was a lady that was sitting in a slot machine for like 2 or 3 or 4 hours, just putting money into it, never won shit. She stopped. I don't know if you notice that like old people have like patterns and shit for how they know the machines work. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, and they're very like they have weird knickknacks and they rub shit.
Just like weird
really
dumb shit.
Weird.
Oh yeah, super superstitious. But I remember this lady got up and switched to a machine like across, like on the other side or like next to or whatever. Another lady sat down at her machine and pulled like 2 times and won a jackpot. And the other lady came back saying that that was her money and started attacking her with her purse.
Oh yeah, I've seen shit like that all the time. The record from my casino was a woman didn't get up from a slot machine for 72 hours. And some guy came in for like 3 shifts in a row, and throughout the entire shift, and each time he came in, she was sitting in the same fucking place.
Yeah, damn. Have you ever had to... Wait, how do you you don't throw them out for like responsible gambling or whatever?
No, do you think that's actually a thing? Like
Yes.
they say, hey, maybe you should stop?
Yeah,
I've never seen that happen in either casino I've worked at.
Oh shit. We had a girl, Christy the Asian girl. Oh my god. Okay. This is super depressing. We have this girl that was playing poker a lot. This girl is... Did you work at a Caesars property, or do you know who owned?
No, I worked at Windstar and Choctaw. They're 2 border casinos in Oklahoma.
Okay.
They're Indian.
So I worked at a Caesars property. So we had like the tiers. It was like gold. I think it was silver, gold, diamond.
Oh yeah,
and then
we
it
all
was
have
7
that
stars.
reward tiers.
Yeah. The diamond one means that you gamble at least $50,000 a year. This girl was like 20 years old and she had a diamond card and she played poker most of the time. It's really hard to get a lot of points playing poker because you don't put money in. But apparently she played like some table games or whatever. But like she was really young. Apparently this girl, no, she wasn't 20. She must have been 21 because she was allowed to gamble. Apparently this girl was like sucking people off in the parking lot for money to go inside and gamble. And it got to the point, and I heard stories, like, everybody in the poker room knew everybody else, and I was friends with a lot of these guys. We played, like, on Fridays, like, outside the casino. Apparently what this girl did was her parents gave her money for college. They just sent her money for college, and she took all of that money and she went to the casino, and she never went to school. And her parents found out one day, and she was in the casino room. She was in the poker room playing, and she started having these breakdowns. And eventually, the people on the floor like pulled her out and talked to her, like, "Hey, listen, like we have to give you like a 12-month ban because this is too much." And she fucking started bawling, dude. She was like going crazy, like screaming that they couldn't kick her out, that it was bullshit, it wasn't fair, and they had to bring security and escort her out. And she was like screaming and crying because she wanted to come back in and
Here
play.
they'll only ban you if you request it. Like,
Oh,
they'll
yeah?
give you a ban if you ask for a ban, but we want.
Capping off Tier 4, two of the most important things in Destiny's line of work are info security and the internet. However, upwards of 12 years ago, the internet was an extremely different place. Not only was it more dangerous, but also a lot less advanced, making the early internet essentially a hacker's playground, or, in Destiny's case, a teenage script kiddies. We open on two teenage friends, who, for whatever reason, have decided that because of their personal dislike of Destiny, they're gonna knock his stream offline by pulling his IP address through Skype, which at the time was as easy as pie, and if you relied on your internet for business, as devastating as an earthquake. This neutered him financially, and considering these kids could do it for as long as they wanted, it was downright disturbing. And although, over the course of the next few weeks, Bonnell will contact the FBI, the police, and even Judge Judy, it's clear that nobody is going to help him, leaving him stranded with a Skype-shaped hole burning in his pocket. Until, that is, he contacts the perpetrator's father, though somehow this still didn't stop his teenage attackers.
Okay, so while they were restoring quality, story time. So that kid was DDoSing my line or whatever, right? Oh, pretty damn annoying. He's been my internet connection for like the past like 2 or 3 months. You guys notice like my stream will go down. I'm like, oh, my internet reset. I don't know if you remember when I was in Florida. I was having all sorts of Comcast problems with my modem. Internet kept resetting, super annoying. But I'm guessing I found out like the kid approached me on Skype a while ago, and he was like, oh, I'm super hacker. I'm part of Blackade and blah, f your lineup, blah blah blah. And so the kid's been DDoSing my connection. He has lots of fun. I hopped IPs a few times, blocked him off of Skype. Later found out that they can pull your IP from Justin TV's chat room, which is super cool. So basically, he's been having his little fun or whatever. I just kind of ignored him. Figured maybe he'd go away if he got bored after a while. Kept switching IPs, blah 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 blah. Thought about buying a VPN. So I get bored one night and I decide, whatever, let's talk to him on Skype. So I pull him into Skype. I know a lot of you were there for that. It's in my VODs or whatever. I talked to him for an hour. I pretty much call him a total idiot because he's got no idea about any of the shit he does. He basically, he pays for like a shell booter site, like $20 a month to have access to shell so that he can saturate somebody's line for 90 seconds at a time. It's super fucking lame that you, like, it's below script kiddie. Like, you're paying for other people to be script kiddies. Like, it's the stupidest shit in the world. But regardless, in talking to him on Skype, I ripped his IP from Skype and gave it to a friend who was able to look up a whole bunch of information about him. I guess he backtraced the IP or whatever, found out where... Basically what happened was, I had a friend look up a whole bunch of shit. By the time I woke up in the morning, I had the names of, like, every family member, the phone number to, like, 3 of his brothers, the phone number to his home phone, his parents' name, his mom's name, his dad and mom's name. Like, it was pretty cool. I had a lot of information available to me. Hold on one second. Story has a good ending. Okay, so I also have, like, there was so much information. Like, I had, like, a copy of his dad's resume, okay, that he used to apply for, like, his most recent job. Really, really funny. So, I wake up, it's like 6 a.m., I just fed Nathan. So that's why I was up so early. Look at all my messages, I'm very happy. Go back to sleep, wake up at about, I think it's like 9:30 again, he gets hungry, feed my baby, put him back to sleep. And I come downstairs and I call the landline to the, house that I got. I call the phone number, and my buddy Jacob picks up. I call in, I'm like, hello? And he's like, hey, who is this? And I'm like, I'm looking for Wayne. And he's like, who is this? I'm like, this is your buddy Steve. Am I talking to Jacob? I was looking for your dad, bro. And so he's like, and then hangs up. And I try to call the number back, and all of a sudden it says, "We're very sorry, but the number that you were trying to reach has listed your phone number in a directory that's not able to contact." Basically, I guess he blacklisted the number or whatever. You call the phone company and get the number blocked. And so that was cute. So I got on Google Voice, and I gave him a call via Google Voice, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" And he's like, "Whatever, dude." So he's like, "So you can Google shit. That's pretty cool that you got my phone number or whatever. You must think you're like super pro or whatever." And I'm like, "No way, dude. I just wanted to talk to your dad or maybe your brother Jeremy or your sister Emma." And he's like, "Dude, that's not even like my family." And I was like, "Oh, are you sure, dude?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Oh, really?" And so I started sending him pictures over Skype of his sister. Like, I guess on the volleyball team, I got a ton of information on this kid. Like, I know more about his family than I know about mine. It's pretty funny. So he's like, "Whatever, dude. So you can Google my name. Like, congrats, you're pro." And I was like, "So when's your mom or dad gonna be home?" He's like, "It doesn't even matter. Like, I'm gonna block all numbers, including internet numbers and out-of-state numbers, so you won't even be able to reach this number." And I was like, "Okay, dude. I don't really think that's possible, and I also don't think it's advisable too. I mean, if your family ever uses your phone." But I also left a message on your brother Mark's answering machine and your brother Peter's answering machine. So I mean, regardless, I mean, somebody's gonna call me back. And he's like, "Yeah, right, whatever, dude. You don't have anybody's phone numbers." And I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Are your parents gonna be home like at 5 or 6 o'clock? Like, I'm just curious, like, what's going on?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, they'll be back then. So why don't you call? It's on." And so he hangs up. And about 30 minutes later, I get a phone call, and I pick up, and it's his landline number again. And I get a phone call, and it's like, "Who am I speaking to right now?" I'm like, "This is Stephen Bonnell. Who am I speaking to?" He's like, "This is Wayne. We need to talk." And I was like, "Oh, yeah. Like, I really want to talk to you." And he's like, "Can you tell me what exactly is going on here?" And I'm like, "Your son has been destroying my internet connection over the past 2 months. And so, like, right after I said that, he was like, okay, listen up, okay? I don't know who you are. I don't want you calling my family. I told my son to knock this shit off 2 weeks ago, and I don't know why he's still messing around with us or whatever, but I don't want you ever contacting us again or posting our Facebooks or whatever, and I guarantee you my son is going to leave you alone, and he'll never talk to you again. You'll never hear from him again. Just stop calling us." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, that's cool." So that was the end of that. And I haven't gotten DDoS yet over the past 2 days. I'm pretty sure that kid is... But, just in case, for good measure, and because I'm also still out quite a bit of money, I have Skype conversations, like text logs, and also video logs, obviously my VOD archive, of this kid admitting to all sorts of shit, you know? Admitting to DDoSing my line, admitting that his mom writes some fake Vicodin scripts. So, I mean, I did a little write-up on everything that happened, and I submitted the case to Judge Judy. So I'm going to see if I can get him in civil court on Judge Judy. I think that would be cool.
Although, in the course of this situation, Destiny makes a few incredibly dark remarks in the frustration of having his career and job torn about in front of his own eyes, I think it's more important to talk about his major achievement after the fact. To solve his DDoSing situation, Destiny put together a blog post detailing his investigation into effective measures against distributed denial of service attacks. At the time, VPNs were far too expensive and far too slow to be a viable choice, and Skype wouldn't even properly accept proxies natively. So, Destiny published one of the most interesting tech articles I've ever read about solving the issue. His solution is far too long to do justice here, so I'll link the technical aspects in the description if you're interested. Either way, Destiny's DDoS protection guide became industry standard for streamers and internet users alike for years to come, and helped pave the way for streaming to become a safer and more viable career. Tier 5. Destiny's website is maintained by veteran community member Cake, and predominantly founded by 2 users, Scene and SistanPet. However, during the development of the website, Destiny opted to make the code open source, allowing others to potentially build off of the code and maybe even make their own unique sites. But what Destiny didn't expect was a rogue third party to create their own service dedicated to giving out carbon copies of Destiny's website to his greatest haters. Inside of Destiny's retrospective document on his career, The End of All Things, he briefly explains the situation.
In 2012, when I first started my website, I made the choice to make it open source, so that any work that went into creating a website for me could benefit the greater streaming community for years to come. I was unaware that my website source would be taken and used so prolifically by people who would try to get me shut down, including Vaush, Shoe on Head, Keffels, The Surfs TV, Xanderhall, LEXX, Merrick DeVille, Kona CC, Shark3300, Demon Mama, and Queen Marcy. Neither me nor my developers have ever received a single word of thanks from any of these content creators, and no one has contributed to the original repo from the forked project.
WhiteNervosa is also known for situations involving restricting access to these clone websites if customers display either inactivity or, in the case of Rosewrist, a professional association with Destiny. During the Keffels drama over a year ago, Rosewrist contributed to Destiny's document by reviewing and improving some paragraphs for grammar and logic. When WhiteNervosa and their associates noticed Rose's name on the byline, they reacted strongly and promptly rerouted his domain to their own separate site in support of Keffels. When Rose questioned their behavior and requested assistance in reversing the redirection they had implemented, WhiteNervosa responded passively aggressive and dismissed Rose, later explaining that they were under the influence at the time of the conversation.
Did you change my website?
White Forest has voted to discontinue service to your site. I wish you the best of luck.
Okay, I understand. Can you then fully detach all your stuff from my purchased domain so that it's just a dead link?
You own the domain?
Yes, but as you know, I'm not particularly adept when it comes to this website stuff. I could probably figure out how to disconnect it myself, but I just wanted to ask.
Cake charges circa $3,000 and then $150 a month for the service you were given. You can't ask me for help here, no.
Destiny was well known for being a Twitch streamer, and a Twitch streamer exclusively. However, Destiny switched to another platform, owned.tv, in 2012 due to financial incentives, including a signing bonus and revenue sharing for ads and subscriptions. However, issues soon emerged when paychecks were increasingly delayed, leading to financial difficulties for Destiny and his family. The promised event budget was not utilized as intended, and problems with transcodes severely impacted Destiny's viewership, and consequently, his finances. Despite facing difficulties, he maintained his commitment to his viewers and to Owned. But following a Skype conversation where Destiny's concerns were blown off and dismissed, he switched back to Twitch due to more reliable payments. Destiny's relationship with Owned ended with a penalty for early contract termination, leading to disputes about owed payments. Despite assurances, Destiny's attempts to resolve these issues were met with silence. Destiny's experience with Owned prompted him to share his story, cautioning others about potential challenges with the platform. Denims and Little Fox are two streamers who were both friends with Destiny and were initially supposed to stay at his house after TwitchCon. Atlas, another user, is a good friend of Destiny's who has appeared in multiple of his videos in the past. However, tensions arose between Melina and Little Fox during the event, and Destiny couldn't drive Denims to LA because his car was full. So, Denims took a ride with Atlas and arrived in Los Angeles before Destiny. Atlas was meant to drop off Denims at Destiny's place, but ended up entering the apartment with Denims before Destiny arrived. He assumed Atlas was just dropping Denims off quickly and allowed it, instructing Atlas to stay away from his computer. Unbeknownst to Destiny, Atlas continued to come and go from the apartment, spending time with Denims multiple times before Destiny returned home. When he finally arrived, he found Atlas and Denims at the top of the stairs in a compromising position, leading to understandable upset and disgust from both Destiny and Melina. Denims provided conflicting information regarding whether she and Atlas had engaged in illicit activity on Destiny's bed, or how long Atlas had been at the apartment. Denims, Atlas, and Little Fox continued coming in and out of the apartment without Destiny and Melina fully understanding the situation. During a debate with Tree of Logic, Destiny asked Melina to take Denims and Little Fox out for breakfast. However, Denims and Little Fox returned to Destiny's place in the middle of the debate, and after he stopped streaming, a conversation ensued where he ultimately decided to kick out Denims and Little Fox. Following these events, Destiny released further information on his next stream, including leaked logs. Denim then releases her side of the story, accusing Melina of being two-faced. A final stream ensued where Destiny provided further information about the drama, revealing that he had recorded the entire conversation with Melina, Little Fox, and Denims. He then accused Denims of being a compulsive liar and highlighted manipulative actions throughout their friendship, including accusing her of trying to home wreck his relationship with Melina by alleging that she was only interested in money. The Day 9 story is an ancient meme from Destiny's community from over 6 years ago. The story revolves around Destiny and his friend Day 9, who supposedly attended a video game tournament together. Herein lies the issue. On July 17th, 2016, Destiny held a live stream where he mentioned the Day 9 story and claimed that he would never tell it, making viewers suspect something controversial had happened. It eventually became a meme in the chat for viewers to ask Destiny to tell the Day 9 story, which he would of course regularly decline. However, on March 19th, 2019, almost 3 years later, Destiny decided to tell the real story. But here's the thing. Many viewers don't buy that this is actually the real story due to how innocuous it is, with some even offering Destiny flight benefits if they leak it to them in private. Pretty crazy stuff, but extremely on brand for Destiny.
That's pretty unsafe. That was real stupid. You mean the Day 9 story? I told the Day 9 story. Did you miss it? It's so dumb. It's so disappointing. I'm glad I finally got it out, though. The death of a meme. Yeah, okay. Sean, have you listened to this? I don't even know why this is a thing, and I don't know why this has gotten drawn out so much, but I'm putting an end to the big meme. I'm putting an end to the big meme right now, okay? I can't. Never mind, I can't do it. It's so dumb. You know what? I'm gonna leave it up to a vote. Can I get some tours in the chat? Oh, I don't know. A lot of people are saying I shouldn't tell it. Oh man, that's actually a lot more than I thought that would say no. Me and Day 9, we're at a tournament together, okay? And you know those, like, you kind of know those basements that they have? Like, have you ever seen the movie, like, Hostel? That have, like, the people, like, in each room or whatever? This story is dumb, and it's stupid. It doesn't mean anything. It's not important. It's not anything. It's the stupidest story in the world. I don't remember even originally why I was going to say it. It came to mind, and then I was like, this is a dumb story. Why would I ever tell it? It's stupid. Okay? Here's the Day 9 story. The Day 9 story is we were both at a tournament together, okay? And I was there, and I had a girl with me for the weekend, okay? That I had to spend the weekend with. And after one of the tournament days, I walked into a bar that was, I think, attached to our hotel or whatever. And Day 9, because I was going to be my friend, okay? Sean is there chatting with a girl. And I walk in, and Sean looks at me, and he looks like very happy. He's like, oh, let me introduce you to my friend, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, cool. And he introduced me to her, and I'm like, yeah, well, we were just going to leave. And then we left. That's the Day 9 story. Do you see how stupid this is?
Before Destiny made it big and moved to the big city, and aside from intermittent DDoSing, he was dealing with one of the most annoying internet server providers on the American market, appropriately called Cox. When Destiny wasn't desperately trying to create content with a bizarrely throttled connection, he was spamming them on Twitter with some of the funniest customer interaction tweets that have ever made their way onto the internet.
Wonder how many thousands lost in streaming revenue, not to mention just hours of life wasted on this third world shitty, quote, business line. 210 a month at Coxcom business customer line right here. Amazing. I would pay so much money to resolve IP addresses to physical ones to your worthless shit up at Coxcom. Or can you post public addresses to your third world tier nodes so I can go on the offices and make you replace them at Coxcom? Do you guys accept donations somewhere so we can pay for you to fix your horrible infrastructure?
To end Tier 5, as we mentioned previously, Destiny was well known for being a StarCraft 2 professional player, but a little known fact is his application to join the North American StarCraft League. In a video posted by one of his oldest clippers and edited to a scene from Pokemon Indigo League, this video gives us an interesting insight into Destiny's outlook on content creation over 12 years ago.
How long have you been playing?
For StarCraft 2 or StarCraft Brood War?
In general, both.
When did we start StarCraft Brood War, Kyle? Is it in 5th grade?
Something like that. That sounds about right.
So like 10 years?
So did you start playing with StarCraft 2 the beta then?
Yep. We got our keys from GameStop because I had the pre-order thing.
And when did you start streaming?
Pretty much as soon as I started playing StarCraft 2.
Like, what motivated you to do that?
I don't know. I'm kind of an attention whore. I don't know. I just thought it'd be cool. My computer could handle it. It looked like it'd be fun. Did we win? Are we done?
No. I really can't think of a way to rephrase this question other than, do you honestly think you're good enough to be in that ASL?
Ouch. Which one?
No, just, do you think you are?
Hopefully by the time the NASL rolls around, I will be.
Okay. So you think you can compete with everybody in there, like Idra and Huck and...
Hopefully. When does the NASL start, Kyle?
I don't know. Such confidence, man.
I think watching a lot of the higher level people play, I think that given enough time, especially being a part of Root with people like Huck, with people like Kiwikaki and Cats available to me, kind of brainstorm with and practice with, I think I could be good enough to be competitive by the time the NASL rolls around.
So do you think that whatever it is that you do that's different is gonna work? Like your creativity with strats, like for example, your infestor play, like I don't see people in the GSL use infestors like you do.
Hopefully. I don't know. I feel like I play mechanically at a very, 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 very high level. I just need to work out a couple kinks, and then we'll see from there.
Okay. So what's different about your play
than
everyone else?
I don't know. I like to be creative sometimes.
Okay. Is that why people like you?
Oh no, people like me because I'm obnoxious.
Give us an example of something creative you have done. Everyone in these videos says, I like to be creative. I play different. I do all these interesting things. What exactly have you done that's actually gonna...
I think
people are gonna watch and say that's fucking awesome.
Probably the two most creative things I've done that people kind of know me for. I don't even know if this is more creativity or stubbornness, but everybody in the beta knew me for roaches, right? I beat LZ Gamer using the burrowed roaches after they got nerfed, after people in the pro leagues were like, I'll never use roaches again, or after Zerg abandoned them completely. I loved roaches and I loved tunneling claws because it was the funnest shit in the world. I think that could be one example of creativity. And then the second one was kind of the super crazy ZVZ build that I developed that for a brief period in time was really, 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 really strong. Like I rolled so many good Zergs back in the day. I 2-0'd Artosis. I beat Machine in a game. So many good Zergs, and even as of recently, I 2-0'd Sheth, twice in a row using the same build. I was able to beat Cats and Sella back to back on the ladder using that crazy build, just because it's so weird. I think, I don't know, the 3 Infestor Rush, it really relies a lot on micro and kind of creativity and how you use it. But yeah, I would say those are probably the two biggest examples.
Tier 6. The Koibu story refers to a clip of Dungeons & Dragons Dungeon Master, Koibu, explaining how he met the controversial streamer Destiny.
Let me off topic, how did you hook up with Destiny?
Well, it was MLG, Anaheim, 2010. We just left the Starcraft area. The lights were coming down. There was a full moon out and there were stars in the sky. His hand gently touched mine as we were walking through the doors. We shared a weird look. He mumbled something. We went up to his room together.
This next story refers to Destiny's son, Nathan, and how he got into an Amazon account with his card on it and purchased multiple interesting things. I'll play the full clip to give you the context.
Hey, is Nathan on your Amazon account? A few hours ago, did you order Five Nights at Freddy's, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 3? Because I got like 20 emails this morning of shit that got ordered. Dino Hunters, Deadly Shores.
Did Nathan literally hack you, or did you do it?
Alright, dude, kids, if there's a way to find, like, to buy something, they'll fucking figure the buttons out to do it.
It is insane that he was able to, like, get on my Twitch account and, like, figure out how to give subs and shit.
Oh yeah, when he was like 6 or 7. Oh, and he figured out how to message me on Twitch. I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know how to send private messages on Twitch.
This story is pretty crazy, and I don't think I'd be able to aptly summarize it myself. So, here's a clip from the man himself who explains it pretty well.
She had a dog. She went through so many animals. She would beat her dog so much for pissing all over the floor. And this little dog pissed so much in her bedroom floor. It was ridiculous to me. And like, he always asked to go outside. So like, I never understood like how the fuck this dog was like pissing outside and still like pissing all over her floor. Like, it was crazy. But one day I had woken up because she was like making some strange noises, and I went over to the next room and I opened the door, and she was standing away from her bed with her arms like leaning on the bed with her legs open, and she was actually pissing all over the floor. It was crazy bizarre. And then after that she just went like right back into bed and like went to sleep, and it was like the strangest thing so I had realized at that point that she was actually the one that she was like waking up in the middle of the night and she was pissing all over her floor. That was like really weird. I'm pretty, so do you think like dementia? That's like my guess, because it seemed like her mental status was deteriorating quite a bit like in the couple of years that I lived with her.
The two-MrMouton theory refers to a conspiracy theory involving one of Destiny's best friends, MrMouton. This gets pretty crazy, so here's an in-depth rundown from the OP who posted the original post.
I sit here typing this post out while an overwhelming dread fills me. I can't begin to describe how much my life is at risk here. If they find out, they might have me arrested on false charges. At best, I get away with a libel case, but I have to speak my truth today. When you watch MrMouton's stream, their mood varies depending on the game that they play. A normal thing that every single one of us does. But have you ever noticed his performance in D&D? Lenny, the character that Mouton plays in D&D, started out as a dumb, uneducated giant man and progressed to be one of the smartest characters within the party. MrMouton undergoes a superhuman phase shift from the first episode to episodes nearing the end. You can tell that he grows frustrated and tired with a character he once loved playing. One of the Moutons is outwardly aggressive to Catherine Caterino, another player in the campaign as time progresses, when at the start he was incredibly friendly to her character. But there was one day where my thoughts had finally solidified into a religious belief. One of the MrMoutons slipped up, showing a picture of them having no hair. Meanwhile, they're up the next day to stream with a head full of hair. I don't know what will happen to me and what the correct theory is to explain all these strange things, but I know that the entity known as Mouton cannot be one person. One possible theory is that Mouton 1 exchanges with Mouton 2 during times of need. The other possible theory is far more terrifying than the original one. The other theory states that MrMouton is in himself an entity, a beast that splits down in the middle when more than one task is required of him.
Marcus DJWheat Graham is an American esports commentator and former director of creative development at Twitch, where he worked from 2011 to January of 2022. He gained prominence as an early shoutcaster, providing play-by-play commentary for video game tournaments since the late 1990s, covering over 50 titles. His commentating style led to him being referred to as the John Madden of esports. In the Starcraft 2 days, there was controversy and polarization surrounding Destiny and his fanbase. Some perceived Destiny as being an overrated pro player due to his strong streaming following and his provocative content style, which added division within the community. It's worth noting that DJWheat's association with Destiny dates back to his days as a Starcraft 2 streamer and pro player. His unfiltered content and occasional use of slurs led to controversy, and his appearance on DJWheat's Starcraft 2 talk shows occasionally stirred rapturous debate. A significant incident involved Destiny engaging in a heated conversation with DJWheat, along with Starcraft 2 professionals like Idra, Pain User, and In Control. This discussion revolved around the future of Starcraft 2 and criticism of Blizzard's approach.
Actually happen, as opposed to just giving us the runaround. Oh, you know, multiple name changes is coming. Oh, you know, the chat channels are coming. And like Destiny said, 2 years later, here we are. And, you know, how hard can that be to put a multi-billion dollar
I think I just
company?
realized actually what we're going to do. This is the plan, okay? We continue to do nothing and wait, and eventually all of the Korean players are going to be switching over to LoL because Korea is huge on that shit now. And then once they switch over, people like Idra and In Control can go back to winning tournaments. I think that's the plan right now. I love you guys very much. Peace out.
Oh, wow. I hate we had to go down that road.
What happened?
You know what?
You know
That
what
was
reminds
such
me
a
of?
pussy ass bitch cop out. I can't even. Yeah, that's right. I'm wearing pajama pants because I had to stand up for how lame that actually was. How
Actually winning is imagine what
lame
it's like.
that shit was. I can't believe it.
I mean,
just
you've
can't.
got to
Oh
admit.
my God! Like it's like arguing with my like a 7-year-old.
Okay, but
It was fine, and then Steve, I can't believe that, Steve. Like, come on, you're better than that. Jesus Christ.
This argument created tension between Destiny and DJWheat, which remained unresolved for years. But years later, Destiny's ban from Twitch led to DJWheat sharing a controversial take, which irked many Destiny fans, along with instances of perceived harassment from Destiny's community towards DJWheat, which fanned the flames of their fractured friendship. Despite their issues, Destiny and DJWheat eventually reconciled and settled their differences. Destiny initially played Planetary Annihilation, a Starcraft 2 game mode, on stream, but didn't show much interest in the game. Later, he got in contact with a girl who sent him pictures, and it seemed like they were going to potentially hook up. After talking for a while, the girl challenged Destiny to a match in Planetary Annihilation. Thinking his former semi-pro Starcraft 2 skills were enough, Destiny didn't practice and believed he could easily win against the girl. However, off-stream, Destiny ended up losing badly, and the girl mocked him for his lack of skill and preparation. Later, Destiny discovered that he had actually been playing against a semi-famous chatter from his community, who had been persistently requesting him to play the game mode. It turned out that the chatter, along with another person involved in the game's community and their sister, orchestrated the entire catfish. The chatter created a Tinder account using images of their sister and convincing her to send more photos, even engaging in video chats with Destiny. Destiny suspected something was amiss due to the chatter's behavior during the game, and their interactions leading up to it. Eventually, during a video chat on stream, the girl pretended to turn off her webcam, but Destiny insisted she keep it on, which led to the exposure of the catfish. Destiny also involved his website developer, Cake, to uncover the truth before exposing the catfish. The situation highlighted the persistence of the chatter in attempting the scheme until it succeeded. It also raised questions about the dynamics between the chatter, Person A, the brother of the girl in the photos, and the sister, as they willingly participated in the disturbing deception together. For all the videos I've made about Destiny, this is the longest, and for a good reason. After almost a year of reviewing scolding hot takes and delving into some of the internet's most petty drama, I wanted to make something that was a little more soulful, and I had a great time researching with friends and putting together a time capsule of some of Destiny's most interesting moments as a creator. Not only as a fan, but as a creator in my own right, it's been so great starting off my YouTube journey like this, and I kinda owe it all to the man himself. It's difficult to say for me whether this closes a chapter of the channel, and consequently, my career. But I know I can say this. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Look at all the freckles on your face. It doesn't matter, I used to know. I guess that's just the way things go. I guess that's just the way things go. Past your house while I was on a train. The last few years I've never felt the same.